Hi everyone, in this lesson I'll tell you about arithmetic operators. To better understand this lesson, please watch the previous lesson on the concept of an operator. Arithmetic operators are operators that you are familiar with from your school mathematics course. These are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo. Together with them, we'll also analyze the assignment operator and the unary operators minus and plus. I'll show them all with one big example since there is not much theory and it should be quite simple for you. Let's look at binary operators first. They all ask you to write operands to the right and left of them. You can't write the command 2 plus and that's it, because the plus operator needs an operand on the right. Also, all these operators perform a mathematical operation and return the result to the place where they were called. For example, here, when performing operations on numbers, we don't return results anywhere, so these commands are useless. Therefore, the results of arithmetic operators must be used. We can write them into variables or constants and then use their values in other expressions, for example, when displaying them on the screen. We can build complex mathematical formulas thanks to these operators and display the result immediately on the screen. I think you have no questions about how all these operators work except for one reminder. Here its definition. The modulo operator, also known as modulus operator, denoted by percent character, is an arithmetic operator. The modulo operator produces the remainder of an integer division, which is also called the modulus of the operation. Here are some examples. You should be aware that this operator can only be used with integer values. It returns the number that the divisor lacks to fully fit into the value being divided. For example, 2 completely fits in the number 10 5 times, so the operator returns 0. But the number 9 doesn't completely fit 2. It can fit 4 times, this is the number 8, and the number 8 is not enough to fit into the number 9. The operator returns 1. If you divide a smaller number by a larger number, the result will always be a smaller number. You don't even need to count here. If you divide a number by itself, the result is always 0, since the number is completely contained within itself. Despite the unobvious use of this operator, it's actually used in programming. For example, thanks to it, you can cycle through a sequence of numbers or divide a number into a whole part and the rest. I wrote you a real example of using this operator. We'll ask the user to enter the number of seconds and display on the screen how many minutes and seconds there are in them. If the user enters the number 365, then it's 6 minutes and 5 seconds. How do we get these numbers? To get minutes, we can simply divide 365 by 60, and to get seconds, we can modulo this number thanks to our operator. The number 60 isn't enough 5 to completely fit into the number 365, so the operator will return 5. And in the same way, you can use this operator to divide other units of measurement. Let's talk now about the assignment operator. It has interesting behavior. First, every time you want to assign a new value to a variable or constant, you use it. Secondly, after creating a constant or variable, you can only use it with variables, otherwise you'll get an assignment error, since constants must be initialized with value only when being created. Thirdly, imagine a situation where you have several variables and you need to set all of them to one value. The first way to do this is to write the required number of assignments. But there is a second way, in one command. Set the value of all variables in this way. I'll tell you how this method works in the lesson about operator associativity. It'll be soon, don't worry. Plus and minus signs can't only be used as adding and subtracting operators, but they also allow you to explicitly specify the sign of a number. You know that numbers are divided into positive, negative, and 0. So, when you write a set of digits to represent a number, how do you indicate that the number is negative? That's right, you write a minus sign before the number. This sign is also an operator, only now it's a unary minus operator. It's unary because it only needs one operand on the right, and that's our number. The compiler knows how to distinguish between the unary minus operator and the binary minus operator, so it'll calmly evaluate this expression. You can also write a plus sign before the number. This doesn't do anything with the number, you just explicitly emphasize in the code that this number is positive. Although, let me remind you that all numbers are positive by default unless you write a minus sign in front of them. So, in this lesson we became more familiar with some of the C++ language operators. There is a lot of them, and I think that during this course we'll analyze them all in detail. In this lesson we examined those operators that you often encountered in school, and now you know that you can safely use them in the C++ language. Before moving on to the next operators, I'd like to tell you about operator precedence and their associativity. This will help you better understand how complex expressions work in C++. And that's the end of this lesson. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you can support me by liking this video, writing a comment under it, subscribing to the channel, donating using the link in the video's description, or becoming a sponsor of my channel. All these things popularize my channel and motivate me to continue recording lessons for you. Goodbye.